Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel, and thank you for joining. Now, in today's episode, we're going to go through our team changes for this week, our trades. What trades are we going to make? We're going to discuss in detail a 2-week plan because some people don't like to trade in round one. They want to wait until round two. Some people think maybe you're panicking when you trade early. Some people say maybe you're chasing points. Okay, now there are many theories amongst our community on what to do in round one. Well, I play it the Abs Magic way. Okay, now what I do is I pick a list of 6 players that are must-haves in my team, that should be in my team. And what I try to do is then figure out a way of how to bring in these 6 players before their prices go up. Now, if I don't need 6 players, then I'm happy just to get in 2 or 3 players. But for some reason, every year, I need 6 or more players because I pick the wrong Spuds every year. Just calm down. Now, here are my Spuds. Okay, this is our team. Now, what does this team need? Okay, now it was ranked. Well, let's go back over here. It was ranked in the top 8%. So that means there's 13,174 teams that are better than my team right now. So how do we make our team better than 13,174 of them? So we need a plan. Now, if we go to our team, all right, which players do we need to bring in? Now, we need to make a list, okay? So let's bring out our notepad, all right? What's our team missing? Now, if we're only missing 1 or 2 players, we don't need to trade this week, okay? Because we can bring them in next week. It doesn't matter. However, if the amount of players that we require are more than 2, more than 3, or even more than 4, then we need to make some trades this week because we can't get more than 3 next week. So how are we going to fit in all the rest of them? So we need to start making some trades this week. So first of all, what our job is to identify which players are of interest. Okay, so we're gonna find them now. Okay, before we find the ones that are of interest, which players also do we not like in our team? We've got to identify the players that are possible Spuds. Okay, now the ones that we probably made a mistake with. Now, sometimes we need to identify that we have made a mistake. Okay, and first of all, outs. Which players should be out of our team? Okay, now, number 1, hit list. Now, if you watched our latest video, okay, it's called Round 1 team meeting, okay? And in this team meeting, I talk to the players and I tell them which ones are going to get sacked. So with our team, I should just get back to our team over here. On that list now of the outs, the first one is going to be Perryman. He's the first one out of the team, okay? Now, I can't wait to get rid of him, okay? Now, number 2, who's next? I don't actually have a number 2. I've only got 1 player that I don't want in my team. That's Perryman. I don't care if Perryman scores a 150 this week because I've already seen that he has a role as a tagger, which means on any given day, he'll come out and score a 60 as a tagger. I can't sleep at nights knowing that I own Perryman. So Perryman is not going to be in my team. Full stop. Okay, I'm going to put a full stop here. End of story. Perryman is out, okay, regardless, all right? Now, is there any other player that has to be out of this team, must have outs? If we go through it all, there isn't one, okay? There's nobody else that should be out of this team right now. They can all stay, okay, except for Perryman. However, with Perryman out, which players do we need is the next question now, okay? So which players interest us? Now, for the ins, okay, I put in, okay, which players do we want? Okay, now, I'd like the look of SDK. I think we need him. Okay, so that's one that I really want. So that's 1 in. Okay. Who else? Okay. Who else do we like? Number 2. What other player do we need? Now, we need O'Driscoll. Okay. He has a role in the midfield. We did his review, 50% mid minutes. Okay, so CBAs. So we know that Young is going to come back possibly in 2 weeks' time. All right, so O'Driscoll may have only one more game, or he going to come in 3 weeks' time. Okay, so O'Driscoll may have 2 more games in the midfield. But what happens with O'Driscoll is, okay, if we go to O'Driscoll, okay, let's go to O'Driscoll. Okay, let's find him now. 3-0. Okay, let's go points. Okay, O'Driscoll. Now, if we go to O'Driscoll, go to season stats, all right, we know that he scored the 91. Okay, it's come up there. Now, let's give him another score of 91, all right, back to back. Let's go 90. Let's go 90 again against West Coast, all right. It's got 3 scores of 90s, and then Young comes in, okay. So with Young in, let's say he scores 70s, all right, because he's going to play on the wing, all right. So let's say 70s, maybe a 74, maybe a 74, okay, whatever. Okay, by the time we get to round 7, he scored a few 70s, okay. What does his price go to? Let's have a look. Let's project it, okay. And by round 7, he's up to 365k. Starting price of 198k. This is when we do upgrade season. You want to have a player that's making cash really quick, and O'Driscoll could be this player because of these big scores over here. I could even cash him out in round 6, take 10k less, and just cash him out early, just to get the quicker upgrade, depending on the fallen primos. So he's number 1 on my list, O'Driscoll. Now, next on my list, I have Ashcroft. Okay, now as you know, okay, when I built my team, I already wanted O'Driscoll, but I didn't want to pay 200k because I wanted to see him first. So I built a team that possible keepers, like I taught players like Perryman would be a keeper. Chera, not well. Perryman actually, I thought he would finish top 6. That's how much I overestimated on Perryman. I didn't think Short would be a top 6, but I thought he would be a cash cow and get a rookie off the field. Okay, so that's why I got Short. Same with Roberts, but Perryman I actually thought he'll be a keeper with the role he's got that I thought he had anyway. But when you got players like Chera, he was there just to make 100k cash. All right, so that's his job. Oliver, possible keeper, maybe if it's the old Oliver, okay, from 3 years ago. So I thought maybe we get him as a keeper. We still can, don't know yet. Will Day was an unknown, okay, but Will Day also had round 0, so plus a 148 in the system. So I thought if I start Will Day, I'm also going to get cash out of him, okay? Because if I don't like him, I'll trade him out and take the cash out of him, which is what I'm going to do, okay? So he's probably going to be one of the players I need to get to cash out on. And another player I brought in was Hanley for the same reason, because I didn't know which rookies I wanted. So I brought in Hanley just so I could make me some quick cash, because he had the round 0 buy as well. So even if I make 40k between Hanley and Day, that's 40 or 50k that I've got that not many other people have. Okay, that was the plan. Now, if I only wanted these 3 players, then what would happen is I don't need to trade this week. I can do it next week. I can watch Perryman again. Okay, I can watch all these players again. Also, in case they get injured, I don't have to bring them in. Then I don't need to trade. However, in my situation here, I've got other players that I want. I've got number 4. Okay, now what I need is a player with a massive ceiling. Okay, now we don't chase last week's points, but we do chase the draws of the players. And Dunkley has ceiling and a massive draw. Okay, so if it wasn't Dunkley, it was going to be Neil, but I actually can't afford Neil. Okay, so I actually did my mathematics, and Neil doesn't fit into our all the accounts department, all the accountants said we can't get him. So it's going to have to be Dunkley. Now, I'll only bring in Dunkley if I think he's a top 8 midfielder, and I actually think he will be. So I think he'll be a top 8 by the end of the year. Last year he averaged 111. 111 is borderline top 8, okay? Even it's top 10, the same thing. So I'm happy to bring in Dunkley and possibly see him go up to about 115 this year, because looks like Neil's going to cop all the tags. And we saw on the weekend when Neil copped a tag, he sort of took his player away with him and allowed the other players to do some scoring. So when Neil is tagged, it's a good thing for all the other players. So Dunkley would feast off Neil getting tagged. So that's why I got Dunkley now at number as a trading target. Now, another player that I'm targeting is the boy from Melbourne, Lindsay. Okay, now he has a wing role, so I'm not expecting too much from him. Okay, but he has got a big score in the system already. He's got an 86. All right, let's just, for argument's sake, say. Plus, he has job security, which is vital. Let's just say, all right, let's go all. That he scores 70s for the rest of the season. So on the wing, possibly a 70. All right. So what happens with Lindsay is, by round 7, he goes to 325k. He's got a 158k starting price. So he makes 170k plus job security. So I think Lindsay also becomes a must-have. So go to our list now, and we put Lindsay in here, right? And number 6 is a player that I never wanted to bring in, okay? He's never been in my team all year, and I still don't want him. It's going to be Smith, okay? Now, I need Smith as well. So, if I need 6 players, I can't do all this next week. It's impossible, okay? It cannot be done. It needs to be done this week. And Dunkley, for example, all right, when you have a look at Dunkley's draw, he's the priority, because if I get him this week, I get the good draws from him. So, for example, let's go over here. Well, he's not priority for everyone, but he's priority for Abs Magic, okay? This is my trades, okay? Because I don't have a lot of flaws in my team, although I have a lot of spuds. The structure's strong. So, Dunkley is a luxury, all right? But sometimes you got to have the luxuries in life, okay? So, and his ownership, what's his ownership? It's at 1.8%. No one owns him, okay? So he's very lowly owned, okay? 1.8% of teams own him. So it's a pod. And not many will get him in this week. Well, some will, like myself, that are chasing points, okay? But it's not really chasing. Well, we are chasing points, okay? I'm going to admit it. But we're not chasing last week's points. We're chasing future points, okay? Because games against West Coast, Geelong, and Richmond. Now, Richmond will tag Lachie Neale, all right? They got a new tagging system at Richmond now, so they actually tag as well. So Richmond will tag. Geelong may also tag Lachie Neale. So there's 2 tags there for Lachie Neale, which means that Dunkley is going to be loose. And looking at his draw, the Dogs won't tag. Now we know Collingwood tag, so there's another tag coming from Collingwood, then St Kilda tag. So he's got a really good draw coming through here. Gold Coast won't tag. North, I'm not sure if they will tag. They didn't tag last week, so maybe they don't tag anymore. And Melbourne. So by the time they get to around about this area here, Neale will be a good pickup. This is when you grab Lachie Neale, around about the Melbourne, around 10-ish. Okay, so I'm happy to start Dunkley and then pick up Lachie Neale as well. So to get these 6 players, it means I need to take 6 players out. Okay, so this is the problem. This is the tricky part now. Okay, so who do we take out of here now? Perryman is 1. All right, so we take Perryman out. All right, we replace him with one of the players that we're going to bring in. That's the Geelong boy. So the Geelong boy comes in, and that's Sam DeConning. Okay, so Sam DeConning's come in. I've already done his not proper review, but I went through the his Geelong review, and I actually went through all the maps, and I discussed Sam DeConning on this video here, which is the round 1 full comprehensive review with heat maps, and we discuss why I like DeConning and why I'm gonna bring him in. Now, going back to the team, So the Conning's in. So that's one. Now, who else did we need? We needed Smith, Lindsay, Ashcroft, O'Driscoll, and we already got SDK. Now, I want Dunkley this week, all right? To get Dunkley, I need to take someone out. But before I do that, Flynn is going to, because Flynn's worth 267k, all right? I'd like to keep Flynn, but I can't because I need his cash. Because for 267k, scoring an 87, I can get an Ashcroft, an O'Driscoll, or a Lindsay much cheaper, okay? And they're going to score similar. Maybe Lindsay a bit less, but it doesn't matter, okay? Still, he's 100k cheaper. I need the cash. So coming over here now, we're going to go to Melbourne. And we're going to bring in Lindsay. Okay, so he comes in, all right? Let's complete these trades, all right? Let's complete them. So that's 2 players in, all right? Now, we need one more player. So we're going to have to activate the boost, okay? It's already been activated, okay, because I was playing with the team. So the boost has been activated. So who do we need? We need Dunkley, 600k. How much do we have? We have 163k left. The only player I can get rid of is a short, all right? Roberts, Day, Oliver, Chera, Callahan, okay? We're 400k anyway, and that's about it. No one else. Now, Callahan, you can't touch him, all right? He's staying, okay? I'm actually thinking he's going to be a keeper. So Callahan does not go. Oliver, I wanted to trade out. He was going to be on the chopping block. Also, Short, I wanted to trade out. Both of them on the chopping block. However, if I trade Short out, what happens is, take Short out, all right? I have to replace him with a rookie, all right? Which then means I have to bring in 7 players, and because none of these players play in defense, so I'm actually stuck with Short. So Short can stay there because I've already traded out Perryman out of here, and I don't need it. I don't need to bring in Bice just yet because Bice has a bye next round. I don't need a 7th trade. I need these players, so that's not going to work, all right? So the next player to trade out was going to be Oliver. All right, because Will Day has, he's played 2 games, so he's going to make some cash. So if you get a Will Day, all right, let's go over here. His break even is 45. Okay, so he's played 2 games, 148 and 77. So if he scores me, let's say, a 90 or 92, he makes 16k. That 16k, I actually need that to bring in one of these players because I'm going to fall a couple of dollars short. So I can't trade out Day, all right? So it has to be Oliver. But the news I heard today was that Chera was playing with the Carlton, or was training with the Carlton defenders, okay? I'm going to follow up on this. And if it's the case that he's going to play off half back, then Chera is the one that's going to go, okay? So it's going to be Chera leaving. And to replace Chera, it's going to be Dunkley. Okay, so this is the trade so far, and I may actually stick with this, okay, because the reason is, okay, let's take Dunkley out for a second. Chera's ownership, all right, let's go over here, is only at 13.9%, all right, whereas Oliver's ownership is at 67%. So if Oliver goes nuts and I've traded him out, it's going to do me a lot of harm. Whereas if Chera goes scores big, it's not going to do much damage because only 13% own him. So I'm happy to now lose Chera over Oliver. And that's why I brought in, let's change this now. That's why I brought in now Dunkley. Now let's complete these trades. Now going back over here, all right. Now we've got SDK out the way. All right, he's gone. So let's delete SDK. All right. Let's delete Dunkley. Let's delete Lindsay. Okay, so now we're left with Driscoll, Ashcroft, and Smith. Okay, and Perryman is out as well. All right, so let's put these backspace. Where do we fit these 3 players in? Okay, is the next question. Okay, how do we bring these 3 in? All right, who goes out for these 3? Because we've got no one left to take out. Well, for these 3 here, Armstrong is going to be 1. Now that's going to depend on how he scores this week. All right, so if he's because he's the weakest link. All right, Stone is another weak link, and so is Davidson. But Stone has already got. If you go to his scoring here, all right, he's already scored. Where's his scores? Okay, he's got a 64 in the system already, so he's already averaging 50. So we've got 2 scores in the system. Has the bye this week, but there's no rush on Stone. Davidson at the moment is on 39. Armstrong 38. So between these two, one has to go. Okay, I'm not sure which one because they need to be replaced by Smith. He needs to come into the forward line. Okay, because at the end of the at the start of round 5, okay, we're best 22 again, and I want to have 5 defenders that can score well. I want to have 5 midfielders that can score well, 2 rucks that can score well, 5 forwards that can score well, plus I want to have, well, we're going to have the flex, okay? Now, because we've got 17 players here that can score well, okay, now on any given day, these players should be able to reach a score of 100, okay? That's the idea. So we have 17 of them, which means we have 6 rookies on field. Now, the rookies that we're going to have on field are going to be Nevitt, okay, Lindsay, Ashcroft, and Driscoll, okay? So Camporeale needs to come on the bench. So we need to also take out Hanley, all right? So the players that are going to leave us are now going to be, because Hanley is here to make money, okay? So, for example, if Hanley scores me, all right, let's get over here, because these little things actually all count, okay? Because believe it or not, we need Hanleys to score us, let's say a 40, all right? I'm not asking for much, okay? I'm not greedy guts, okay? Just a 40. If he scores a 40, he makes, he goes to, what's his price? Why can't I see it? Okay, it's a plus 15k. So he makes an extra 15k on top of what he made this week. His break even, so I'm actually quite confused now, okay? Is this correct? Okay, now, let's go 40 here. Does this change anything? Okay, 40. Okay, so how come he's only gone up? He's gone up 25k. Is that right? It couldn't be 135k. All right, well, maybe it is. Okay, so he goes up to 135k from 119k. If he scores a 28, I don't think this is working. If he scores a 22, project, it's the same thing. So I think this is wrong. Okay, so if he scores a 40, I'm predicting he's going to make 20k. All right, that's what I'm predicting. So 20k from Hanley, and say 21k each from Hanley and Day. All right, we're going to make 42k extra. All right, just note this down. 42k. So we'll get out the calculator. All right, we've got 9k plus. We've got 119k from Hanley. It's actually 120k, or I just say 120. Plus, we have 113k from Armstrong. 113 plus. So we've got 242k, all right. Plus, we've got 491k from Day. That equals 733. Plus, we're predicting between Day and Hanley that they'll make 42k, all right? Just say 45k, all right? Plus 45 equals. So we have 778k to bring in these 3, okay? How much cost these 3 now? Let's work this out. Now, we'll get the calculator out. We've got 778k. Now, we'll get our sheet out. Now, O'Driscoll is 198k, all right? So we take out 178 minus 198, and that equals 580k left. Smith is 389k minus 389. That gives us 191k left. Ashcroft is 185k minus 185. We've got 6k left, so we're actually borderline. So if I didn't actually start with Hanley, I wouldn't have the cash to bring these players in. So Hanley coming in actually worked out really well. Actually, it's had a day. Although we weren't happy with the 77, it worked out in the long run. Now, the problem is this, okay? When I watch Day play this week, if he scores another 130, okay, and if Oliver goes bad again, I'm going to keep Day and then remove Oliver, which then means I can't have Ashcroft. Instead of Ashcroft, I'll be getting the next best available rookie because I won't have the funds. I'll be 40k short. So that will be a pain, okay? That's not what I want, but unfortunately, that's what's going to happen because I can't bring in... I would rather lose Lindsay than lose Ashcroft, but I can't lose Lindsay because of the fact that I don't have enough cash to bring in Ashcroft this week because I've brought in Dunkley. Okay, I hope this makes sense. This is the plan because once we got best 22 in round 5, it's time to attack. Okay, it's time to score points. So we have on field 5 players that have the potential to score 100. Okay, it doesn't say they're not going to average 100. They have the potential to score 100 on any given day. So they've got 5 players here. Then we've got 1 rookie that's not going to do much. Okay, maybe a 50. Okay, so we've got 1 rookie scoring a 50. We've got 5 players here that will also go 100 plus. Now, Chera is now out, so that's going to be Oliver here because I originally planned it to be Chera, but it's not going to be Chera. It's going to be Oliver. So we've got 5 players here that can hopefully go 100 plus. Okay, now we're not sure if Oliver can do that. So if Oliver doesn't do it this week, show something. This will then be Will Day in here. We've got 3 gun rookies here. However, if we have Will Day, then Ashcroft gets out of here, and then we're going to have to put in on the field either a Camporeale or a Hasty. So it depends which one we put on here. So we're going to lose Ashcroft, depending on how Oliver plays, all right? In our ruck line, we have the Nank and the Conning. In our forward line, we have 5 players, really got 4 players that can go 100, and we're not sure about what Cal Daniel could do these days. Plus, we've got a rookie that could go at 50 or 60, okay? Probably. So we've got 2 rookies that aren't going to score much, but one of them gets taken out of the best 22, so it doesn't matter, okay, which one goes out. And we've got Lindsay who can probably go out of 70. Now, the Abs Magic philosophy, okay, this is in our book of Abs Magic, okay, now this is page number 77 if you haven't read it yet, okay, now it's available only at good bookstores, okay, and there aren't many copies available right now because nobody wants them, but anyway, this is the Abs Magic way, okay, we treat Supercoach like a Grand Prix, okay, that's why we have Ferraris, okay, at Supercoach. Now with your Ferrari, rounds 1 to 4 is the pole position, okay? You're getting ready, okay? Pole position is vital. You need to get this team lined up and racing. You want to have a good team ready to battle, okay, to race. So pole position, you don't want to start at 80k in round 4. At least 20k will give you something, okay? You need pole position. So rounds 1 to 4 is pole position. Now, rounds 5 to 6, all right, you're burning the tyres, okay? You got to burn these tyres. We got to wear the tyres in, okay? So you got burning, let's just say wearing the tyres. We're wearing the tyres in, okay? So we're getting the tyres heated up for the track, okay? Because rounds 5 and 6, we may do the odd trade here and there, but there's going to be no sideways trades. Nothing, okay? If we're going to do sideways trades, we do them in rounds 1 to 4, okay? No other time. After this, sideways trades are over, okay? You can't do no more sideways trades. So there has to be now. So rounds 5 and 6, we're going to bring in some cheap primos, okay? If we have the cash. So when I say cheap primos, we're talking about players like this, okay? So if we have the cash for it, round 5 and 6, we go to Sydney, and we go under around this. Actually, how much cost this one? I think it costs more. Okay, Mills. Now Mills, where is he? What can't I see Mills? Okay, because he hasn't played yet. That's why. So let's go down here. Mills costs 357. So we need to find 357k for Mills, probably in round 5, because we won't have enough cash to bring in a 600k rookie by then. All right, so that's one player. Then we're going to look at Brisbane Lions. Okay, if Kitty Coleman is available, because what we want to do is we want to get my team. We want to get Trainer off the field and bring in one more player here that can score at least 90 to 100. Okay, so if we can get Trainer off the field, then we only have the 3 gun rookies plus Lindsay, and the 5th rookie, his score will get dropped out anyway. Okay, so that's the aim. So round 5 to 6, we're in the tires in, right? But probably round 5, okay, even say, okay, forget round 6, round 5. Round 6, okay, round 6, we're going to up the ante, okay, and it's now time to bring in the big boys. Now, we're going to look for players, most likely, that are going to be keepers in this forward line, okay? So we're looking at a player that's going to have DPP switch, all right? So possibly players are going to be like Took Miller, okay? Here's one option. We got who else? There's Warner from Sydney. He might be another option. We don't know yet, okay? So we're just watching now. So Took Miller, Warner. We're going to look at Marshall, okay? Maybe he's going to be a forward option, so we'll watch him. And we're going to look at, and I don't think it's going to happen now, it's going to be Petrarca, because they said that Petrarca was going to play more forward, but that's not happening. So these are the 4 players that we're going to target in round 6, because our next goal will be to get Davison off the field, okay, or the F6 off the field, and then we attack the midfield, okay? Then we just go for the kill. Attack the midfield, maybe upgrade one of these players that aren't performing. So we then upgrade every week. So our goal, okay, is to be what we call, okay, let's get over here. Take these, well, leave them there now. Our goal is to be aggressive, but smart aggressive. We can't just be reckless, okay? We need to every player we bring in has to come in for a reason. They have to be top of their range, okay? So if we bring in a Marshall, we're bringing in Marshall thinking he's going to be a top 6 forward, okay? If we bring in Dacos, for example, we brought him in because he got tagged and his prices dropped. So we look for players that have dropped in price. There's no point paying in round 7 or 6, for example, paying 650k for a player. Okay, it's you don't do that. Okay, because he may give you nightmares. He may be on fire. You don't have him. It's too late. The horse has bolted. Okay, you can't get him. You have to wait for him. The only players you're going to bring in round 6, 7, 8, 9, and onwards are players around the 550k range that used to cost 620, 630k that have dropped in probably value by 80k. All right, they're the players that you're after. So we're going to now watch all the players, the primos, and slowly build up this section here. We're going to try to keep Rosie, let's just say, the top 5 here, keep them as long as possible in the team, and try to get rid of these 3 eventually, okay? Although Callahan will be in here, there'll be another rookie there. So that's the goal. So with our Grand Prix, all right, round 6 onwards, it's what we call pedal to the metal, okay? We're racing, okay? We're going for it, okay? Now, round 12 to 15 is a pit stop. Okay, so we've got to slow down, get the extra juice in our Ferraris. Okay, change some of the tires, the oil change, everything like that. Fix some of the dents that because we smashed it on the way. So we do a pit stop in round 12. That's the bye round. Actually, rounds 12 to 16 are the bye rounds, and we need to have in round 17 onwards. We go full out or full on. Okay, we just attack. We go full on, pedal to the metal again, and we just hope that we have enough fuel because the chances are, especially at Abs Magic, we're going to run out of fuel. Okay, but we're going to make sure we have enough fuel, and we're just going to hang on to our lives, and we just go for it, and that's the plan. Okay, so doesn't mean that it's a good plan. Okay, doesn't mean it's a plan that you have to do, but this is a plan that the Abs Magic is going to do. Okay, this year, and like I said, it's all based on aggression. Okay, it is very aggressive. I can't even spell it. Okay, aggression. However, it's calculated. Okay, it's not random aggression. We're calculating. We're trying to. It's precision. We're going to make sure that every selection we make is correct, so we don't have to waste a trade. Okay, because these trades here are going to be vital, and these boosts. I don't mind using up the boosts during our pole position because this is the most important part of of our team, the pole position. Once you're ranked behind the leaders, you can't catch up. It's impossible because those leaders have already put the pedal to the metal. Okay, so you got to be up with the leaders, and you got to put your pedal to the metal as well at the same time as them. So it's a race. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you for joining, and remember one thing: it's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice. Ciao for now.
That's all, folks.